know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
Chief Concerns is presented by BetOnline and Olipop. Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns, and ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It's football season, and you know what that means? It means it's time to get in on BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our 150 slot games. Head to the website today and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Come on, baby. Go. Yes! That's a first down. It's a first down. This football season, I'll be putting down normal sodas like Coca-Cola for Olipop. Olipop offers a healthier alternative with its low sugar content and natural ingredients. Olipop is more than just a drink. It's a wellness companion that supports your digestive health. Packed with prebiotics, this fizzy elixir helps promote good bacteria in your gut, leading to improved digestion and overall well-being. So go ahead, click the link in the description and use promo code SODALOVE and get your can of Olipop so you can enjoy the game guilt-free. Go Chiefs. Use the promo code SODALOVE for 15% off now. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Cash and Props with Dunn and Dash. And as you can see, there's no Dunn and there's only one Dash here tonight so far. JD is currently getting set up for the segment, the wonderful Keys to Victory segment. And Teja will be joining us shortly. I don't know. I'm not sure where he is right now, but yeah, they'll be joining us shortly. But guys, obviously we're coming at you from a different time tonight. Usually we do it at 8 o'clock, but as you guys know from last show, going to a movie tonight with my mother for her birthday. So we're going to be doing that, going to see Wicked. It's around 6:30. But guys, we got a lot of stuff going on tonight. We have a nice announcement we'll be making at the end of the show tonight, and you probably see Nightbot here. I'll be making an announcement about it on the chat shortly. But yeah, Chief Concerns will be partnering with Underdog Fantasy now. So you guys will be seeing some plays. We put some entries we'll be putting up tonight, and we have our first Chief Concerns crew 2-pick entry for Underdog. And you guys will see that. And if you guys go to the description, you guys have a sign-in link. If you're a first-time user, you guys can sign up, and they'll give you up to $1,000 deposit match if you're a first-time user. So the promo code is Chief Concerns, but you guys can follow that in the description. But I want to talk about some news that just dropped a little while ago, and the news I want to talk about tonight is Deontay Johnson. The Ravens finally cutting him, and that's been a whole disaster of a pairing since he came over there. But I know we have Hollywood coming back. We have Rashee Rice. We have DeAndre Hopkins. Deontay Johnson's a guy we were interested in. Now, Pittsburgh did not want to trade him to us, so they traded him to Carolina. That is out there. That's public knowledge. That's a thing. Deontay Johnson, I know he seemed like a troubled guy. He was kind of finding Carolina, finding Pittsburgh. There's really no disciplinary things going on there. It's not until he gets to Baltimore where he becomes a big-time problem. Deontay Johnson's young, right? He's not elder statesman like DeAndre Hopkins. Now, if he can make it past, I don't know, he was waived, so if he can make it past waivers, I don't think he's going to be able to make it to us. But if somehow he makes it past waivers, like there's one guy and there's one person in the sports world who can fix a guy like that, and that's Andy Reid. We've seen him do it many times, taking in guys with character concerns. And really, like, Deontay Johnson's character concerns only have popped up here in the last few months. But when he was with Carolina, he was fine. With Pittsburgh, he was fine. And yeah, and I really do think there's a lot of this hoopla going on with him with Baltimore. I think he wanted out of that situation. I don't think he wanted to be there. I think he wanted to come to a team that could utilize his talents. And I believe he's an impending free agent. So you bring in Deontay Johnson, you maybe sign him to a multi-year deal to try to help him, get his street cred back. Because right now around the league, he's one of these guys who a lot of teams may not want to touch. But I gotta say, having him come on would be fantastic. Be a great move for us. I don't know if he's gonna make it past waivers. I just think that his numbers, his age, I think it would be a great addition to the receiver room that we have. Because Hollywood Brown, he's gone after this year. It was a only 1 year deal. I don't know if he's going to come back. DeAndre Hopkins, question mark, if he's going to come around after this year. But right now it's Rashee Rice, and we don't know what's going to happen with the suspension next year. Xavier Worthy seems like the only guy who's going to be in that room next year. So what do they do? Is Rashee Rice, because we don't know if he possibly gets suspended, and when he comes back from his injury, he still has the whole thing going on in Texas, so he may get suspended for half the season, 4 games. Even so, that means Xavier Worthy's going to be the only guy there. We don't know if Hollywood Brown's going to resign. We don't know if Hopkins will resign, but bring in Deontay Johnson. I would love that move. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, we don't want that kind of headache in our locker room. But again, we're a locker room that's established. We're winners. And we also have Andy Reid, who's been able to take in kind of guys like Terrell Owens, Michael Vick back in the day. He's able to kind of, revitalize those guys' careers and take a chance on guys who may have, Kareem Hunt, another good example of that. Brought him back, and he's been great since he's come back in Kansas City. So, I would love that move. And I think Deontay Johnson's a young guy, young buck, who could potentially, his career could be turned upside down right now with Baltimore releasing him shortly after trading for him. You come to Kansas City, you kind of, you reshape yourself. You sign him maybe a 2 year deal, 2 or 3 year deal. You come here, look clean, boom. Maybe you get a bigger deal in 3 years from now. But I know Brett Veach is definitely, turning over all the stones he has to, and I think it'd be a great move. We got some people in here. Oh, okay, we got Cole Kelleher. What's up, Cole? Mike Brennan, Greg Rose, Chiefer 65 TPT, John Clifford. What's going on, guys? Sasha, I'll give a sports psychologist a shot for a chance, helping both entities. 100%. I mean, yeah, I think most teams have sports psychologists on staff. Bring in a guy like, bring in Deontay Johnson, see if if it is. Because, again, we haven't heard, I wasn't really listening to Pittsburgh pundits or Carolina Panthers pundits by any means, but I think there was, I never really heard anything about his character concerns. It wasn't until he gets to Baltimore, it's like, oh, here we go. Character concerns coming. And it never made any sense to me, honestly. That's a winning franchise, winning organization. So why would you want to, not play for the team like that? But who knows? We don't really know what goes on behind the scenes there. But again, let's take a shot on him. And I know Brett Veach will do it if if he makes it past waivers, which that's going to be another hurdle. But who knows? Mike Brennan, it is a chance to kick the tires on a younger receiver. Worthy and Rice, who knows how long he is out, are pretty much KC's only wide receivers beyond next year. It's a move that could cost KC nothing. Exactly. No, that's really where I'm coming at from this. You bring him in if he keeps his head out of whatever he's been doing over there in Baltimore. If he's a positive guy, he wants to be a part of a winning organization. Why not? You sign him for a 2 year deal. I don't know, 2 year, give him I don't know what kind of deal you can get, but he's a free agent coming up here. But you bring him in, if he keeps his nose clean for the next month and a half or 2 months, we got a guy. We got a guy for potentially 2 years, and he's a young guy too, and he's a guy who can do a lot of things for us. And we had interest in him, and Pittsburgh did not want to trade him to us. So there you go. And it's obviously he's been wanting to come to Kansas City for a while. Sasha, guys just get pissed at their current situations. Pretty much. He probably thought he was going to go to Kansas City, and he ends up getting traded to Baltimore. And then, not really necessarily when he wanted to go. If you're a guy who's been with Carolina, he was getting the ball fed to him. I will say that. Beginning of the season, they were getting the ball pretty good to him. Andy Dalton was hooking him up big time. It goes Baltimore. It's that. And quite frankly, if he came to Kansas City, it probably would have been the same thing. He wouldn't have come in right away, as we've seen with other guys who picked up midseason, Josh Gordon, DeAndre Hopkins. They didn't really get acclimated to the system right off the bat, so probably would have been a very similar situation. However, we're a team that wins, so why would Deontay Johnson question what the Kansas City Chiefs are doing? Baltimore's a winner too, regular season-wise, not really going beyond that. I don't know, but I think our locker room with Kelsey, the Mahomes, Andy Reid, I think that would have kind of, fixed any issue he may have had. And I think if he comes to Kansas City, I think they can really figure out what to do with a guy like that. And Andy Reid, he's, like we said, Terrell Owens, Michael Vick, he's had some guys who've had some, character concerns and stuff in the past. So, and again, I think his character concerns are very minimal compared to some of the other guys he's had before. So I wouldn't mind that at all. And obviously Clark has shown, bringing back Kareem Hunt, Clark Hunt's able to take the chances on, take swings on guys like that. We got a locker room to survive any singular bad apple. 100%. That's hits the nail on the nose right there, buddy. Mike Brandon with a nice little comment there. Mike Brand, does he still have to clear waivers? I believe so. He was waived, so I have to imagine he has to. I have to imagine, and we are. If that is the case, we're near the bottom of that. So if he does make it past, then teams may be just scared of the whole character concerns. If there's a locker room who can't afford to take a chance on that, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, a team who can survive anything, having that good of a locker room as it is. So, and a very veteran locker room too. Maria Trainer, hey there, guys. Wanted to say Merry Christmas. Maria, Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays to you and your family and everybody in the chat who's with us tonight on this lovely Friday before Christmas. Again, JD will be joining us shortly. He's getting set up for his keys to victory for this Week 16 showdown against the Houston Texans on Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. So tomorrow, 1 o'clock p.m., we'll have football. So yeah, you guys will be seeing us again. You'll be seeing our mugs again tomorrow around 4 o'clock for the post-game show. But yeah, we'll have our bets coming up here soon. I like my bets this week. We also have a partnership, which Nightbot has kind of already hinted at it in the chat here, that we will be working with Underdog Fantasy Sports. It's a new partner of ours. If you're a first-time customer, all you got to do is deposit a buck, and they'll hook you up with money, cash bonus up to $1,000 for your first-time deposit. And obviously we have our picks for Underdog at the end of the show. You guys stick around for that to see what the two ones we're going with today. So I actually really like the ones that because Teja and I, we both looked at our bets. We both, the ones that are kind of the most sure thing, sure thing. And we picked our two. One, he picked one from his bet, I picked one from mine, and boom, we went with it. And I think it's gonna make some cashola for everybody, some holiday spending cash, as I like to call it. But yeah. But Deontay Johnson, man, when I saw that news, I was like, and it was obviously trending in that direction. I think last week it said he came back and he he talked to the team and they were all good and stuff. And they took a leave of absence away from the team. And then today he gets cut or waived. So, I mean, yeah, the writing was on the wall there for a little while. It's just weird how that happens. It's not like he got traded to for example, like the Jets, for example. If it was a couple weeks ago, and the Jets traded for him, like the whole Devontae Adams situation. If he was in that situation, he goes there, they still continue to lose. I'm not saying I understand a guy, wigging out his situation, but that I would get. But going to Baltimore probably has a winning record since he came over there. That's weird. And, every system, every offense is different. So I don't really understand why be pissed off about not really, getting playing time. Because, if he came to Kansas City, chances are it would have been a very similar situation. We've seen how tricky the playbook is. The old Josh Gordon thing in the back in the day. Remember, we brought him in and he was barely getting any playing time. And it was like one of those things. Oh man, it's mid-season. It's tough to kind of learn the Andy Reid playbook. It's so big and huge. So we've seen that before. But I think this whole thing that's playing out with Deontay Johnson, I don't think that would have played out in Kansas City because I think he knows what his team is capable of. You're playing with Mahomes, Kelsey. You're playing with Super Bowl champions, whereas Baltimore just doesn't really have that. Yeah, they have regular season success. They don't have the Super Bowl playoff success. And there's tiers to it. That's why regular season is great and all, but that's why, we're just so much better. Sasha, I had such high hopes for. Oh, dude, Sasha, I don't know if you were listening to me and JD when we signed Josh Gordon Flash a couple years ago. We had high hopes for him. We have finally got a jump ball receiver, a guy athletic who could jump out the gym. We finally had a guy like that, and we just didn't utilize him. And for whatever reason, his whole situation, I feel bad for because he's probably one of the more talented receivers. If you look at his measurables and all things he could do, he just never could keep his nose clean as far as all the substance abuse and stuff he was going through. And but I think it was marijuana largely, which back in 2016 people saw a little differently than people see marijuana in 2024. But it's too bad. What could have been with that guy? I thought Josh Gordon. Still, I think in the following year he went to the XFL or what is it now, USFL. He went over there and he looks solid over there with the Seattle Dragons, I think the team was. But yeah, I thought he was going to be doing great things with us or wherever he went next. But one of those things when you miss so much time in the NFL, you just kind of lose it. But yeah, I thought Josh Gordon was going to be was going to be do something else for us, and never really panned out. But again, Sasha in today's league, oh yeah, and it's a different world now, comparatively what it was. Wanye and with Chu Gajra got busted for the offseason, got busted for marijuana or something. In the offseason, and nothing happened to them. I don't think neither of those guys got suspended. And meanwhile, Josh Gordon got his whole life taken from him in the NFL because he had substance abuse or marijuana issues. Yeah, it's different age compared to what it was when Josh Gordon was playing with 2015, 2016 when the whole Stephen A. Smith stay off the weed stuff. It's just a different time now. It's unfortunate that guy's career got kind of pretty much gone to the wayside for that, but yeah, things progress as we move on and let things progress. And yeah, if it was 2024, Josh Gordon would still be thriving in the league. Hopefully not the Cleveland Browns, maybe a different team, but and also the team he played for too, that didn't help. But Brandon Whedon as his quarterback, I mean, come on. I mean, a guy can only do so much, and sorry, I have nieces here, so yeah, they're crying right now. But yeah, so yeah, it's just a different time. So yeah, I think Deontay Johnson is a little bit different than Josh Gordon for sure with his issues. We don't really know what his issues are. It's a thing that just sprung up within the last few months of being in Baltimore. Mike Brennan, the Texans left tackle had that photo of him with the gas mask that cost him some early big money. Yeah, Larry Tunsil. That was a huge thing. That was crazy. The fact that came out on draft night too. That was a wild thing. That was. I mean, he's ended up having a good career out of it though. I mean, yeah, that didn't start off so rocky, but he's had a pretty good career, and but I will say, talking about them with their blitz problems, Houston's had a tough time with their picking up their blitz issues. Spags is going to attack that this week. Mark my words, Mike. You mark my words, buddy. Flapjack City, yeah, but we've been lacking a legit left tackle for a few years. Oh, I mean, I agree. I appreciate the contribution, brother. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, even when we had Orlando Brown, it was like, oh man, we still need to get a guy. And it's like now, I mean, look what Burrow's putting up, the numbers Burrow's putting up over there. Although if you look at Orlando Brown's PFF numbers, they're not the best, and they ain't world beaters by any means. But yeah, I mean, Orlando Brown will be an upgrade to what we have right now at the left tackle spot. I mean, Eric Fisher, and that's another guy. I think people maybe as time has gone to see what we had, the product we've had at left tackle, I think people are starting to respect and appreciate the years in service that Eric Fisher actually gave us. Because even at the time, everyone's like, yeah, he's a solid left tackle. It wasn't a world beater by any means. It was no Trent Williams. But I think as we've progressed in times, like, yeah, Eric Fisher, if we had Eric Fisher play, we wouldn't be worried about the left tackle spot ever. And I think that's probably one of the more underwhelming first picks overall for in Kansas City. Yeah, well, to have the number one pick that year that we had that number one pick, because I remember it was Luke Jokel, Lane Johnson, Eric Fisher. It was kind of like, oh, who are you going to go with the left tackle spot? We went with him, but that was a pretty bad year to have the first pick. But yeah, Eric Fisher got the job done for the time he was here. And, I think as we've seen the left tackle play we've had since he's been gone, I think we will appreciate the years and service that Eric Fisher gave to Kansas City. No doubt in my mind. Bradley Sexton question. I feel like for this game against the Texans and the game plan blocking wise, need to do like we did against Browns, giving up 0 sacks, and need to do a quick pass game with Patrick Mahomes. Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with his injury, too. You got to get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible. Don't even entertain, having him hold the ball and try to find the deep throws or, trying to do the Mahomes magic that we usually have seen. I think they're going to have a very vanilla game plan. I think Pacheco's going to have a good game. Although Texans do have a pretty good defense. I was looking at their numbers today. The run defense is pretty good. Their pass defense is pretty good. Although lately their pass defense is kind of But yeah, I think you run the heck out of Pacheco and Kareem. And I think you go quick game. You get the quick ball out quick to Xavier, ball out quick to Noah Gray, ball out quick to Travis Kelce. Yeah, you go quick game. So that's the way to offset Willie Anderson and those guys over there in Houston. And of course, Tim Settle, which I'm sure Patrick is circling number 98's number going into this game, which very stupid of that guy to say what he had to say the other day. Sasha, with Hollywood back, do you think they will be willing to give left tackle help with the tight end ship that was going out on routes? Potentially. I mean, yeah, I think they did a pretty good job of helping out Tooney last week, and Caliendo did a pretty decent job. But yeah, no, I think so. Potentially. I mean, I'm curious to see how many many reps Hollywood even gets. I know JD said about 20% of snaps on Saturday for this coming game, which would be interesting to see if he does get that. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. But it just depends how many reps that Hollywood's getting. I'm excited, and I think that's a part of the reason why Mahomes did not want to miss this game. I don't think Mahomes wanted to miss the first game of Hollywood Brown playing, and I think he wanted to play with Hollywood. I think that was kind of a big part in this whole thing. That definitely played a huge factor in it because I don't think he wanted Wentz to be the first guy to test out the new toy, right? It's like you would never want your sibling when you're a kid opening up your present. You want to open up that present. You don't want somebody else opening it up for you. Nah, I'm blowing out the candles. It's my birthday cake, and that's what I'm doing. And I think that's what Pat wanted to do with this whole Hollywood Brown thing. That's why he didn't want to sit this game. That would make that's to me. I think that's the big reason why Pat is playing this game this weekend. And of course, the magic numbers too. You got to win 2 games. You clinch the first round bye, and then you call it. You call it from then, and then Buffalo's got to play whoever they have to play in that first round game. And hopefully it's Cincinnati. I hope Cincinnati gets in somehow to play Buffalo in that first round game. That would be amazing. So yeah, that's where I have with it. Maybe they keep somebody in to help. I saw they elevated Ferkser for this game. Deion Bush and Ferkser, Anthony Ferkser, the tight end, and they put Baylor Cup back on practice squad and IR. So I don't know, Ferkser, more of a blocking guy. Maybe he's going to be getting more reps to stay at home and help. I don't know, but maybe more 13 sets this week. I don't know, but yeah, definitely excited for Hollywood Brown. I think, I mean, if I was the quarterback of this team and I have an ankle injury, which, I can manage, and I know Hollywood Brown's coming, number 5 is going to play for the first time this year, I don't really want, FOMO, I have massive FOMO, my personal self, but Pat's been working with Hollywood Brown since we signed him, okay, this past offseason in Texas. They've been doing their thing down there, their workouts. He did not want to miss this game, 100%. As soon as he saw 5 was playing, he's like, nah, I'm not missing this game. I want to play. I want to unleash. And I don't know how much they're going to unleash with him, but being able to take the first reps with your receiver, this big time acquisition that we had this offseason, I think that's a big part and why we'll see 15 on the field this weekend. And I do think we could have won this game with Carson Wentz too. I 100% believe that. And Carson Wentz is probably one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league. Nonetheless, Pat wanted to play, and Pat kind of calls the shots, and that's why we're going to see him on Saturday, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mike Brennan with a question here. The end of the season Denver game just got real intriguing with the Broncos loss yesterday. KC will pretty much get to select who the Buffalo Bills play in the wildcard game. It's true. Now, my question would be, that's not how NFL teams, that's not how they operate. And I think if we already have it clinched by that point, we're going to kind of sit our guys, and Carson Wentz can win a game. But let's say if Broncos lose and that guarantees Cincinnati getting that last playoff spot, do you do that just because you think that's a better opponent to take out Buffalo? I don't know. But, I do think if it does come to that, I think us fans, we'd like to see that, but Cincinnati just take out Buffalo because I think they match up pretty well against them. Especially the way Buffalo's giving up 40-point games. You're giving up 40-point games the way you are, then you're going to have Burrow putting up 40 points on you pretty easily. That's how I see it. However, it's going to be all up to chance because they're going to play Carson Wentz. They're going to play a lot of the reserves in that game. So Denver probably has that game pretty easily. Not easily, but Denver has an edge on that game if we're trotting out Carson Wentz, Samaje Perine, or Carson Steele backfield in that final game of the season. So, yeah, but very intriguing. Yeah, that was a crazy game yesterday. Props to Justin Herbert. I think we've seen enough from Justin Herbert as Chief fans to know that he's a legitimate quarterback. They have been using him, having very vanilla game playing with him this year. But I do think that I do think that Justin Herbert's one of the premier quarterbacks in this league. We've seen it for a while as Chief fans. From his first start, we saw that when what was the whole thing with Tyrod Taylor, had the whole the lung thing where he got shot. I forgot. There's some weird thing that happened, and it gave Justin Herbert's first start against us. Hollywood is officially activated, so I think you're right. Pat wants to build timing at the O-Rep. I do think so, yeah. I 100% believe that. He doesn't want his sibling opening up a gift. He wants to open up his gift. That's his name on it. That's his guy. He wants to play with it. He doesn't want Carson Wentz opening up the gift. Cincinnati is going to beat Buffalo 52-45. Honestly, if that is the game, that's going to be a really fun game. It just depends if Cincinnati can get in that last spot. I think Miami getting in the playoffs the last time we've seen Miami go play in cold weather, so we know where that would go. But Cincinnati intrigues me, man. Cincinnati's a team that Josh Allen does not want to play, and Buffalo does not want to play. So I don't know. Do you leave some of the ones in there for that last game of the season to make sure Cincinnati gets in at the end of the season? I don't know. Susan, okay, Susan's on, and JD's getting ready on the backstage here, getting ready to get the keys to victory going here soon. But yeah, what's going on, Susan? Mrs. Dunn, yeah. We love the queen of chief concerns, Susan. All right, Sasha. When the Chargers want to throw, Herbert can do them all. He really can. Yeah, I mean, he really can do his thing. I mean, he's legit. I mean, we've seen it all. We've seen him do everything. And this year, they've kept it really vanilla with him. And I think as we get to the playoff season, you can't be, especially without J.K. Dobbins, and you can't run the ball 100 times with Gus Edwards. You got to kind of do your thing, and utilize your quarterback strengths here, and that's kind of where we're going with this game. So where we're going right now with San Diego or Los Angeles, they have to kind of utilize their guy. They have to do it, and we're gonna start to see that more. They can't get far throwing the ball 20 times a game and run the ball with Gus Edwards. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. You're not going to go far doing that. Okay. All right, so JD is almost on, guys. We will see him shortly. Yeah, Maria, hail to the queen. Yep, Susan, the queen of the show. That's what we call her. But yeah, I'm really intrigued by tomorrow's games too. We got with the Saturday slate, us and Houston, and then Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Pretty good games, guys. I mean, a Saturday game is usually a Saturday game. I remember last year wasn't like a Minnesota and Cincinnati. Yeah, I mean, Minnesota didn't make the playoffs last year. And this year you got four of the top 5 seeds in the AFC going against each other on a Saturday. Semifinals and fantasy playoffs. Some people have it as their finals week in fantasy playoffs. It's a big week. It's a big week for sure. Mike Brennan, let's go Patriots. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I will say I think Buffalo should win their next 3 games, but the fact they're playing 3 division games, we've seen all our division games. Our division games go down to the wire, no matter how bad or no matter how bad or good the Raiders are, and no matter how good we are, those games go down to the wire. So, I mean, you're playing 3 division games at the end of the season. Buffalo could slip up here. They could. You know. And what was it last year when Buffalo played New York? That first Monday night game of the year when Rodgers got hurt, the Jets came in and won that game with Zach Wilson and a punt return at the end of the game. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean that was an upset. So I mean, division games, crazy things happen. It'll be interesting to see if Pittsburgh can find some offense with Pickens out. Yeah, it's been actually crazy to see how how kind of their offense is kind of sputtered without George Pickens. And like, I mean, hey, there's a lot of Chiefs fans who want us to draft George Pickens. That was a Sky Moore draft. But nonetheless, yeah, Pickens is a beast. That's another guy, Mike Tomlin kind of honed him in and yeah, got the best out of him. And, I will say this, talk about Andy Reid being able to bring in Deontay Johnson and kind of fix guys who have maybe potential character concerns. Mike Tomlin's done an admirable job, man. I mean, Antonio Brown didn't become who the new Antonio Brown is. When he was in Pittsburgh, he kind of tempered it. Mike Tomlin did a good job of doing that. And that's what good coaches do. Andy Reid and Mike Tomlin did that. They do that for some of these guys, Yeah. So JD is getting ready in the backstage area. He will be ready shortly for the keys to victory for this game coming up here. So you ready to go? He's ready. All right, guys. So we're about to go in the dungeon. You guys better enjoy this because we haven't seen the dungeon in about a week or so. I think last time we saw him, he was coming out to boxing music. But nonetheless, we're going to go to JD's keys to victory for this week 16 game. Guys, we are going into the dungeon. Enjoy the dungeon. See you on the other side.
Zero problems, big fella. Yeah. If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some trouble. I've never seen a lot.
Oh!
We're going to cut it right there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the dungeon. Welcome back to the dungeon. Listen, I had to go ahead and play this. I was on my way home. This came on. I was like, man, this is going to be a perfect theme out here for this game coming in tomorrow, right? Look, we come out here, listen, we don't want no problems. We don't want no problems. But guess what? If you step up with some, we're going to give you everything that you want and then some. So that's what it's going to be. So don't start none, won't be none. So we seen guys already out there interpret a little bit, talking their big boy game and whatnot and being intimidating. Oh, this is a promise and all that. We ain't worried about none of it. Not one thing. So you won't no problems. Believe it. So we're going to get into it to the 5 keys of victory, offense and defense. That's what we're going to do this week, okay? It is a must against just one of these better teams, up-and-coming teams that's young and hungry and have a lot of talent on it. We understand that. But guess what? They coming up here in Arrowhead. That's what they're going to come do. The GEHA field, they're going to come fill it. And the way I look at it, man, all these guys is coming out of these, these dome places. You know, they dome and it's nice and plush, weather controlled. It's nice and warm down there in Texas. But guess what? This cold weather in Kansas City going to hit them dead in their mouth. So they ain't going to just get a little bit of us coming right at them. They're going to get a whole lot of this cold. We'll see what they're going to do when they put their little scarves on and, they nice little hoodies and, they hand warmers. They try to, furry hand warmers and whatnot, try to stay warm. Put a little, the lip gloss on to try to stay and keep their lips from getting chapped, okay? But guess what? We're going to bloody them lips. That's what we're going to do. How about that, okay? So let's go ahead and start out with number 1 right here, okay? Look, keys to victory. Oh, I forgot to write it up here, what we doing. This is on offense, so we know and everybody understands what this thing is. Offense, baby. Yes, sir. Hey, that is the word of the day. Offense. That's what it's going to be. All right, we're going to start at number 1, okay? What we have to do against this very talented defensive front, all right, we must dominate up front and play bully ball. It's got to be bully ball against these guys. DeMarco Ryans has a well-oiled machine since he's gotten there. I have a lot of respect for this man. Played against him for a few years. I know what he's about. I know what he brings to the game, okay? He's a man of faith. He makes sure those guys are ready. But I guarantee he understands this. Going against Andy and coming up there in Arrowhead in Kansas City is a whole different animal. It's a whole different beast is what's going on, okay? So we got to go up there and dominate up front. That's what has to happen. Our offensive line. Offensive line, O-line, you are called out this week. You are called out this week. Because we know number 2 is got to be a must for us. So protect PM15 at all costs. That's what it's got to be. Protect PM15 at all costs. The man is around there hobbling. He's got a heart of a champion, a body of a hero, a mind of a slayer, a hero, a warrior. That's what he is. PM15 is that guy. You could call him, look, the Terminator. We done called him the Grim Reaper. PM15 right now, he's going to come out there and he's going to sling the ball around. But online, we must protect PM15 at all costs. If he comes out there and play, he's going to be the guy, PM15 protecting. If it's Carson Wentz, if he decide to get back there, I don't care who it is, just back there, catching the football, okay, getting the height set to him, protect him at all costs, O-line. You got the call out this week. Who's going to put the sombrero on? That's the question. All right, number 3, we have to run the football right down their throats. I've said this last week, probably the past few weeks. You know how I feel about this. I don't mind wearing my heart on my sleeve. And I said we have to run the football. We got to dominate up front is what it has to happen. We got Isaiah Pacheco and we got Kareem Hunt. There's no reason we shouldn't be running the football at least 25 times or better. At least 25 times. So I'll make sure I write that down. Plus 25 carries. That's what it's got to be. It's got to be at least 25 carries for us this week. Okay? We can throw the ball all around, but we got to establish our running game. We have to. That's what got us in the whole thing with Pat and him being over here hobbling. Because we decided we weren't going to do the practical thing to run the football. Two jogging us like that, we ain't running the ball. Come on now. Come on. Offensive coaches, step up this week. Got to see you, Andy. Nagy, let's see it. Let's see it. Number 4. Number 4. Woo! Yes, sir. This is the Hollywood and Texas Roadrunner show. Yes, sir. Beep, beep. That's what I want to see. I want to see the times that we do throw it, that Pat drops back. I want to see him launch it. It's time for Xavier Worthy, and I'm my man Hollywood Brown. Welcome to the stage, baby. Hollywood, this is your time. Right now, Hollywood, got to see at least 25 snaps or 25% of the snaps, 240, somewhere like that. You ready to go? You ready to fly? Turn him loose, Andy. Turn him loose. Let's go up top early on these guys. We know they got a very talented secondary. We're going to challenge these guys. That's what's going to happen. Challenge them, okay? Hollywood and Texas Roadrunner show. Got to do it. Number 5, must score at least 75% of the red zone. It's non-negotiable. That's a non-negotiable. We get down in the red zone, we must score at least 75% of our time. 75%, okay? That's the way it's got to look, especially against this team. We got to get everything established, everything cooked up the right way that we want to go ahead and get it cooked up the right way. But part of that is running the football, protect PM15, all right? Hollywood and Texas Roadrunner show. We got to do those things. O-line, it's your job. This is your week. What are you going to do? What are you going to say about it? Somebody's putting out there, and it is a threat. I don't care if it's saying a promise or not, okay? Tongue-in-cheek type, we don't do that. We don't play them games, okay? Say what you say and stand beside it. Stand behind it. You make sure you do it. You talk with your chest when you say it, okay? O-line's going to be ready for these guys this week. They are going to be ready. So let's go to the defensive side of the ball real quick. We know defensively, we had a hell of a time last week. A hell of a time running around making plays. And guess what? This week going to be the same. It's going to be the same this week. That's what we're looking for, okay? Look, we don't back up from nobody. I don't care who it is. I don't care who shows up, who's in the backfield, who's catching the daggone football. It don't matter. Everybody get the same business. That's the way it works. You decide to come up here and challenge the Kansas City Chiefs, guess what? Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Come on with it. Come on with it. Very talented offense they had. We understand that. We know some of the guys that they're playing with. We done played against them, right? Number 1 key, hey, Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon. Guess what? We got something for Joe. We got something for Joe. That's what we do. We got something for Joe, man. Joe done seen it. Joe done been hitting him out several times. When he was up there in Cincinnati, trying to run a route, get on the inside, we've always done a great job against him. Joe Mixon ain't been the one that's beaten us in those games before. You know when the Bengals, when they take their little, victories during the season and then get beat during the playoffs, when they running around and having a good time with it, they want to talk about the Chiefs. Joe Mixon was that guy. Well, we used to punch him in the mouth. You know the one who used to hurt us? Some JP Ryan. You know where he's at? If you're a Chiefs fan, you already know where he is. He's with us. He's on our squad. He's on our side. We stop Joe Mixon. Hey, have him, man. That joker lay down on you. He will lay down on you. We know that. So we done hit Joe in the mouth before. We got something for him. Number 2. We must bring pressure from everywhere. What does that mean, Coach Dunn? JD, what does that mean? Bring pressure from everywhere. That means we are blitzing, okay? Linebackers, safeties, corners. That's what we're going to do. Pressure from the inside, D-line, defensive tackles, defensive ends. Everybody, it's going to be a pressure amount of game. Against a young cat in C.J. Stroud, very talented quarterback. Love everything about him. I do. But one thing I do know about him, too, you start bringing pressure to him, that joker will fold up, too, like a cheap suit. He'll do it, too. We understand that. And we'll see it. We must bring pressure from everywhere. Spags, dial it up, baby. Dial it up, Spags. You make sure they understand when you win a fight with us, it is a real fight. It's going to be right there to the death. We ain't leaving you nothing. Ain't going to be no scraps left over. We taking everything is what's going to happen. They're going to find out. Texans going to find out. Number 3, what we have to do. We must challenge their receivers and tight ends. Got to challenge them. Challenge their wide receivers and tight ends. Now, we understand. Nico Collins is a very talented wide receiver. I've been watching him. Just watching how he's been getting open, how he's catching the football. He stays on the move. He's very quick, silky smooth. He's got a great grasp of how to get open, okay? The thing is, we got to go ahead and get him man on man right there in his hip pocket. Give him Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie, lockdown corner, give it to him, Nico Collins. Put it on him. The next guy we got to stop over there, Tank Dell. Tank Dell, fast as, lightning, okay? You should call them little water bugs, you know, beep, 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 all over the place. That's Tank Dell, okay? We stop him, we're going to make sure he folds up too. Tight end, Schultz. Very good tight end, catch the football. That's about all he's going to do. He going to block to save his life. He'll try to attempt to block, but you can toss that joker out of the kitchen every chance you get. Hit him dead in his mouth. That sucker go down too. So we got to make sure we just challenge the wide receivers and tight ends. All right? Number 4 thing we have to do with this offense, against this offense. Create turnovers. Got to create turnovers. Got to create turnovers. On their side of the ball defensively, they're one of the top in the league. I think number 2 in the league in turnovers, okay? Last week, we seen 6 of them. 6 takeaways. And the thing is, I heard Justin Reed talking about, man, they gave everybody a ball hawk mentality. A ball hawk mentality. Guess what? He's playing against his old team. Guess what? Charles Menahu playing against his old team. There's some guys out here who's going to be hungry this week. You think Justin Reed ain't going to be ready? He's ready to light somebody straight up. Mixon come in there, high toes like this, yeah! Take that sucker's chin off. Wide receiver come across the middle, Justin Reed, Jay Reed, go at him. Take their chest down. That's what you do. And I want to see it right there. So we know we must create turnovers. Last week had 6. Hey, this week, I want to see half of that. How about that? Can we get 3? I think we get 3 this week. I really do. Like I said, they're going to be walking around with their little hand warmers and stuff like that because, they ain't used to it. They ain't used to those things, right? They like it nice and plush, nice and warm in that area like that. Ain't going to be none of that. Come around about second or third quarter, them suckers going to give up. They're going to be wish they was home. They're going to get back on the plane and the bus back to Houston. That's what's going to happen, okay? Going to knock the wind out of them. That's what's going to happen, okay? All right? Number 5, what we had to do in the red zone, right? I said, well, we want 75% on the offensive side. Defensively, we got to make sure hold them to less than 50% success in the red zone. How about that? Holding less than 50% in the red zone. Now, I put up here what I felt it's going to be for us, okay? I have it, our score, I can put it up here somewhere. (28-17) Chiefs. 28-17 Chiefs is what the score is going to be. That's what's going to happen. So we got to make sure we understand. When we play tomorrow, we make sure that we welcome into our home. I must humble abode. We're going to give you the star treatment, red carpet, come and have a good time, maybe feed you some barbecue and whatnot. And after that, we're going to pull the rug right from underneath your legs and your feet. That's what's going to happen. All right? We don't want you getting warm at all. We don't want to see it. You're going to have a warm bench over there, but guess what? We're going to cool everything off on you. Every chance you get, every time you step out there, it is going to be a fist fight. I'm going to tell you right now, don't you ever threaten our quarterback like you just did again. Don't you ever do it. We're going to make you pay for that. We're going to make you pay for it. So guess what? Hey, you ask for problems, you better get them. You're going to receive everything you wanted. That's what's going to happen. So get ready. Get ready, Chiefs Kingdom. Get ready. Tomorrow's going down. We got to make sure of that. So I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't hear anybody say, well, we just wanted to challenge with stuff like that. No, that ain't what it was. Hey, that's not what it was. That's not what you wanted. You wanted problems.
I want zero problems, big fella.
Yep. If I see you, hey, come in. Oh. See y'all in a minute. Y'all just asked for some problems, and y'all gonna get everything you asked for. Merry Christmas to you.
Well, JD just did another one, guys. That was another tremendous keys of victory there. You don't want any problems. And Tim Settle, I think he's going to get every problem that he asked for in his nice little monologue the other day during his interview. Which now everyone knows who Tim Settle is now, so no one knew who he was before. But Chief Concerns, JD, we all know who Tim Settle is now. But yeah, another great keys of victory from JD there. I know all week we've had people commenting on our YouTube channel saying, when's JD going to bring back his keys of victory? Well, there you go. Here's your Christmas present, everybody. Keys of victory's back. And
he came back hot.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, another one, another 10 out of 10. I think, we got to get an Emmy for this. I think Chief Concerns might get an Emmy for JD's keys of victory. I'm not even joking about that. I'm going to submit this for I don't know if they do online web Emmys, but I think we're going to have to do that. Yes, we got Zachariah Bowen. Go Chiefs. Pleasure meeting you today. Ooh, JD's out in the community meeting new Chief fans. There you go. Zachariah, appreciate that. I'm sure you guys had a nice meeting, JD. Stephen Dunn, fired up now. Hell yeah, Stephen. That's my guy. Stephen, I don't know if you got the JD jersey yet, but you need to get that. You need to get that Dunn jersey down on the other side of the pond. Mike Brennan, Teja with a new background. Yeah, Teja is actually back in town. Teja's going to be going to the movies with me and our mother tonight, so that'll be a good time. Yeah, Teja's back, baby. Andre, I'm late. Hey, everyone, I have to rewatch that. Oh, yeah, Andre, if you missed JD's Keys to Victory, you need to go back and rewind and listen to our guy, JD, with his wonderful Keys to Victory. Probably one of his best ones, I would say. I mean, they're all good, but this one, every week, he just keeps outdoing one another, so. But Teja, I saw your picks. I was kind of letting everybody know in the chat that we have a new partner with Underdog Fantasy. And the way we're going about it is you're going to pick your favorite bet of your favorite leg of your 5. I pick my favorite leg of my 5. And then that is our Underdog pick entry of the week. And I have to say, I like mine this week. Yours, I'm trusting you with yours. I'm trusting you with yours. But yeah, guys, if you're joining us now, I kind of mentioned in the beginning, our Underdog Fantasy will be partnering up with us for now on with the Chief Concerns channel. So you see Nightbot has it in there, but click the link. If you're a first-time user, it's they'll match your first deposit up to 1,000 smackaroos. So yeah, and then you make your picks.
That's no joke.
Yeah. All you got to do is that you're higher or lower, and if you want to do DFS, you can do that as well. But higher or lower on any of the stats you see, and we have some stats to back up our picks today. So yeah, so I think JD is getting ready right now, and we'll get to our picks for the for our same game for tomorrow's games. So it should be good. Should be good. I think the Saturday game thing is going to help us out. I don't know. Just change up the mojo a little bit. Yeah.
Well, you don't like going 1 for 5?
No, I don't like going for one for 5. It's been rough recently for my bets, but I think the holiday season is going to change the mojo a little bit. I think so. It's just change up the energy, change up the spirit.
Yeah.
But all right, I think JD is ready in the backstage. So we're going to get JD on now for the betting show. Here we go. Let's do it. There he is. There's the legend, the man of the hour.
Woo. Boy, I be getting so hyped, man. I got to calm myself down. Like, JD, calm down. Calm down a little bit.
Take a little ice bath.
Yeah, need to do something. I need to, go out here. I mean, it's been snowing a little bit out here in Kentucky. I need to step out there for a little while. Just calm down and get a little bit of that weather that we're going to see some tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to be all over it. Be all over it.
Good.
Man, I feel like I just want to run through the tunnel myself, Teja. That's what I feel like. I just, just ready. Let's go.
I can see that. I know.
Oh, man. Come and threaten our quarterback. Are you kidding?
I'll tell you what, though, it helps that guy out because everyone's going to know who Tim Settle is now. So, it's the O-line, D-line, names that people don't know, not household names by any means. But, hey, if I can get my name in the headlines by talking about Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to do it. Now everyone knows who Tim Settle is now, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
He's either going to be known as a guy who backed up his words or a guy who did not back up his words. So,
it's like one of those the trolls that trying to get a little bit of that at 15 minutes of fame, coming in and who's this guy? They're like, man, who is this guy? Who's talking all that noise? I know DeMarco, he was probably like, hey man, like we don't do that. We don't do that. So
let teams talk.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do too. Say what you got to say.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody the other day, man, that last time I played Houston down there, I had to choke out their defensive end. I don't have to say, I'm not going to say who it was. I didn't choke out, but I got in a fight, put it this way. And I had my these meat hooks around his neck. Just happened to work out that way during a play. So I'll run it down to you. I'll tell you about how about that, okay? So obviously I'm out there blocking. Defensive end after the play's over jams me like just right here, like just in the face mask, like like real late, because I was kicking his tail. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, this side's gonna go down, huh? All right, I got you. Don't worry. So I remember I came to the sideline and I told John Embry, Connor Embry's father, who's a tight ends coach, now he's the assistant head coach with the Miami Dolphins. I told him, I said, man, I'm ready to give me a penalty or I might get thrown out of the game. He said, JD, man, he used to call me Diesel. Diesel, go ahead and do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. Okay, man, appreciate it. I just got the okay, right? Just got the okay from coach. So sure enough, I go out there. Down, set, hut, penalty. Didn't have a chance to get him back. I'm like, Terry, gone. Okay, don't worry. Next one. I'm like, I don't care if it's a penalty or not. I do not care. I'm snatching this joker up. Very next play. Down, set, hut, boom, hit me. So he's trying to get off of me. I take him right here by his neck. Boom, put him on his back. He's trying to get up off the ground like he's like a little insect. He's like, man, what's going on? So while he's trying to get up, I'm taking him by his neck from one side. I'm on the right side tight end. I take him through the whole entire defensive line, knocking everybody over to the left side. Okay, all the way from the right to the left side. And I'm sitting over there, and obviously, when I'm knocking guys over, they like, man, what's going on? So I'm yelling at him like, don't you ever put your hands on me. Don't you ever put your hands on me. Well, while I'm doing that, linebacker at the time, heck, could have been the Miko Ryans, could have been him. They're grabbing my helmet to pull my helmet off, right? So I got one hand like this on my face mask, keeping my helmet down, and my other hand around that dude's neck, okay? And I'm holding it, and I'm choking him, and I'm holding my helmet like this. So they're trying to get my helmet off. The defensive attacker at the time, I can't think, Seth something. He's over trying to hit me in my family jewels. He's up underneath me. They got my legs up. They give me the business underneath. They trying to pull my helmet off. And I knew as soon as my helmet comes off, the kicks come in. You know what I'm saying? This when all this stuff starts happening. So finally they get my helmet off. And I just immediately just cover up. Well, my daughter sees this on TV. And so the guys my daughter's just watching it. She's just like, huh? Then it's like, oh, it's a fight. And then they showing it. And they show me with I got all my dreads out. That's why I had to play it. Dreads all out, just swinging around, looking crazy, just mad. I'm like, just fussing and stuff. And so, and a couple guys came to my aid, of course. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, man, there's, stuff right here. Yeah, no way he's going to be able to do it. So we both got a penalty. Didn't get ejected or nothing like that. But till this day, that guy will not talk to me. I've seen him a few times and try to come up to him like, hey, man, he don't want no part of it. Don't want part of it.
He took his manhood that day.
I don't know. Hey, man, listen, don't do no cheap shots on me. Then there ain't going to be no problems. Hey, man, we could just have as a friendly, competition. We could play out here and, we could do our thing. But the cheap shot, I don't go for that, man. I feel like I'm a man of character, and I'm gonna make sure I stand by mine. But as soon as you start doing some craziness, guess what, buddy? I'm balled in with you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So bad blood stems with the Houston Texans and the Chiefs going way back then. So there you go. Bad blood, whether it's division rivals or not, we got bad blood all over the league. So there you go.
Yeah. Don't start none, won't be none. That's the way it is.
Yep.
So, Zachariah Bowen. Yo, Zachariah, what's going on, man? I just met Zachariah. I think it's his name, Zach and his mother. I just seen him over at Costco. We're shopping at Costco before all of this, and we were talking. He's actually a student down there at University of Central Missouri. Okay. Zachariah is a history major, Chiefs fan. But I told him, I said, man, come check out our show. And here he is. I hope that's you, Zach. Is that you, Zach? Say yes if it is you. And your mom, I think Joanne, I think it is, or Joan. So
yeah, it's him. He said, pleasure meeting you today, JD.
Oh,
That's
man.
cool.
Yeah, good people. So we had a really good conversation. And I said, I love stimulating conversations with others. So good to see you, my man. Okay, good to see you. And have a Merry Christmas to you and your mother. But thank you. Thank you so much for coming on here and saying what's up.
That's awesome. That's always good. I mean, other Chief fans out in the community, whether it's in Kentucky or Missouri.
Man, yeah. I see the dude with the Kansas City fit on in Costco. You don't see too much of that around here. You just don't.
Starting to see it more often now, but yeah, back in the day it was far and few between.
Oh, I remember growing up, you go to toy stores for any kind of starting lineups or Chief stuff, couldn't find anything. I mean, if you saw red in the football aisle and it was the Chiefs, you were like, whoa, you had to get it because it was they probably only ordered a couple of those things for these kind of markets out of Kansas City markets,
Rare, very, very rare.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Now we're gonna get to the betting aspect of things. Teja and I have a movie time at around 6:30, so we gotta rush through these to take our mother out for her 72nd birthday gift. So, all right, let's dig in here, guys. So last week, obviously, another week for me to forget. I had the game script all wrong, and they benched Jameis Winston, so he wasn't gonna get those carries anyway. But he might have gotten it. But Teja was, pretty spot on. Besides Pacheco, not really doing much last week. Everything else, I mean, he was right about everything else besides Pacheco.
Yeah, so. Pacheco just killed me.
Yeah, I was wrong about just about everything. And I will say, Worthy could have had, if they counted that as a touchdown pass, I think Worthy would have been right on almost 70 yards receiving. I think he would have, he had 40, and then that was a 21-yard run play, which
He would have been closer.
Been close. No.
Yeah, he missed a couple balls, man. Pat put it on him. He missed them. He dropped, the one. Well, he didn't get out his break on the one. Another one, it hit him, and it bounced off of him. So definitely had a chance and opportunity, man, for that 70 for sure.
It was close. It was close.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Teja, take us away with your Week 16 ticket, buddy.
Well, you did say that Pacheco screwed me. So what am I going to do? Go right back to it. So let's start from the top. So Stroud, 3 carries. Gone for at least 3 carries in 4 straight games. I think he takes what he can get, even if it's a 1+ yard. I've seen some games this season or even recently, I think he ran like 5 times for like 7 yards. So he'll take off like if to get anything just to avoid a sack, really. So I think we get 3 of those this game, especially if our pressure keeps up the way it's been doing lately. Pacheco, 45+ yards. I just talked about it. So Pacheco has not been running amazingly well this season since returning. And Houston has a pretty good run D. Surprising to see the number at 55, to be honest. That's actually one of the reasons why I am taking it, because I think, Vegas doesn't do you favors. If they're setting the line a little too high, it means he's probably going to get that line. So I'm siding with the unusually high line. I think his actual line is 55. I'm going a little down for insurance just to be able to say, oh, he got close to it. At least I hit mine still. So I think with Mahomes being a little injured, we're going to try to lean on the run a little bit more. I hope so. So I think that just means more carries for Pacheco. Worthy, 4+ receptions. So he's hit this number in 5 straight games, averaging 7 targets in that span. I think he's in a nice groove. I think him and Mahomes have a nice chemistry going. He's not just a deep threat guy right now. We're getting him going on a lot of other routes. And I think especially in this game, we're going to try to get him going in the short game. I think it's necessary. I think we just need to get the ball in his hands, see what he can do with it. Someone said a little swift wind blew him over. I think that stiff arm was pretty good on that one route. I thought he looked pretty good doing that for a little thin, the Deshaun Jackson type guy. Deshaun Jackson wasn't trying to stiff arm people on those kind of. So I like that he has that in him. That'll only grow as he gets, slightly bigger in time and stronger. Yeah. And I don't think the addition of Hollywood impacts him at all, to be honest. If anything, it may take more attention away from him. He's just a guy at that point when you have Hollywood and Hopkins out there and Kelsey. So I think he gets 4. Mahomes, 20+ completions. So he's hit this in 7 out of 8 games. I truly believe we do a lot more short drop, quick passes. I don't think we're going to see a lot of run around, look for the deep pass, look for the best possible play. I think he's going to take what the defense is giving him. I think he's going to try to have a lot of quick hitters, which is why I think, Worthy will get 4 catches. And I think it's going to be one of those. I mean, he's hit this even when he was looking for deep balls and holding the ball for too long. So I think 20+ completions is definitely a realistic. I think he hits it. I think his actual line is 22, if I'm not mistaken, 22.5. Mixon, 3+ receptions. So he's hit this in 3 straight games where he's also seen 6 targets in each one of those games. 2 of those games, he averaged 2 yards, under 2 yards a carry. So I looked at his game log too. So when he struggles running the ball, he tends to catch more balls and gets more targets because they're just trying to get him going any way they can, right? I expect our run defense to show up, as it usually has this for the most part this season. So I think they're just going to try to get the ball into Mixon's hands where they can, even if that means a design screen or just some short dump offs here and there. So that is 25 to win 263.
Yeah, 25 to 263. I tell you what, man, I like these bets you have over here. Stroud, 3+ carries. Obviously, we get some pressure on him. I think we're going to bring a lot of pressure to him this week. Will he take off? Yeah, he'll definitely take off on us. And I think sometimes he's a little hesitant at times to take off running. He kind of gets caught up a little bit where it's too late for him to take off running. I don't think he's got quite that figured out yet because guys are just that much faster. But I do believe for him,
he'll try it.
He'll try. He'll definitely try.
Yeah.
So I do like at Stroud, 3+ carries. Good bet. Pacheco, 45+ rushing yards. I do believe Pacheco is going to have at least 45+ rushing yards. I think for us, we got to establish the run. And so If giving the ball to Pacheco, probably let him have the lion's share of the carries this week would be great, or even, mix it up. And I've said this, instead of going one series Pacheco and one Kareem Hunt, let them both go the series. Okay, you just bring them in and out situationally. I like him better than that, as opposed to them going different series. So that change up the speed with Pacheco, I think he'll have at least 45 plus rushing yards. This will be a great week for it. You talking about challenging a defense? This would be a good one to do it, especially on the run. Worthy 4+ catches. I agree with everything that you said, Tej. I think Worthy's just been growing as a wide receiver. He's been doing a really good job. Pat has starting to get some good rapport with him, throwing him the football, trusting him, get out of the break, doing different things. And we've seen that he's just not, like you said, he's not just a reverse guy or a deep ball runner. He can do it all. He has every route in his bag he can do. So I think we'll give him that. One I haven't seen that we've thrown to him, Worthy, is we haven't thrown any slants to him, I don't think.
Yeah, not really. No.
No. I would
They're saving that for our guy Rashid Rice, man. That's he's got that typecasted him in our offense as the slant guy.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could open up Worthy for a little bit of that. Okay. Hollywood Brown, like I said, let him come in. I don't think he's going to eat into it the very first week. But we're gonna give him a shot. We're gonna throw some deep balls, Hollywood Brown. Maybe, trick everybody. Think we're going deep with him, throw quick, short, intermediate routes with Hollywood Brown too. He's got a great feel for what he needs to do offensively. I like his combination, man, with Worthy, Hollywood Brown. Come on, D-Hop and Juju. Come on, man. Who's stopping that? Who was stopping that?
It's looking like what we were hoping for to start the year.
Yes, finally. Sir. It's a dangerous offense, man. And now you add D-Hop to the mix. Boy. So I do like that one. Mahomes, 20+ completions. These guys going to make him right. I think that's what you do is like when you sitting there to challenge these defensive backs. Stingley and those guys are really good. They're really good cover corners, good secondary all around. But like you said, get the ball in his hand quick. I think we need to start incorporating a whole lot more of that this week. So 20+ completions, something easy, a couple little curls, hitches. Just get the ball in hand, get up the field. That's it. Positive yards. Keep the chains moving. So I do like that. Mahomes 20+ completions. Don't give me anything difficult. We don't need to run anything difficult this week. We don't have to. So it's going to be just a old school barnyard brawl. Okay, just put your dukes up. You know what I'm saying? Put your dukes up. Let's go at it. That's it. I want nobody get in. Everybody stand back. Only these two go at it. That's what I want to see. Okay, Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. That's what it is. So,
yep.
Mixon, 3+ carries or catches. Yes, Joe Mixon is a guy that catches the ball off the backfield. I think we stop him in the run game. Their best bet, try to throw the ball to him in the flat. A couple of, routes, obviously, to just get the ball in his hand. So, I do believe Mixon will have 3+ catches over the ball, stuff like that. He does a good job of catching the ball. He's a good receiving running back. So $25 win 263. That's good. I like that. So we got to get some money, man, for Christmas. We trying to get that last Christmas.
I know, man. Right now we got to make up for some of the losses we've already had. But yeah, Christmas would also be nice.
Yeah, man. Everybody gonna get mad and call bar humbug with the props bets. We can't have that, man. Yeah. Somebody got to hit. So I like those. 25 to 263.
We got multiple chances this week. We have our bets, and we also have our Underdog Fantasy our two pick entry that we'll show our chief concerns pick. Teja and I asked Teja earlier, hey, what is your main bet? The bet you think is the most lockable this week? And he said it was his Worthy 4+ catches. And then I had mine, and we'll see that after JD picks who he's going with this week. So let me so multiple chances to win money this week on the betting show, so it should be fun.
Yeah.
All right, so I have Mahomes going under 225.5 passing yards this week. I think let me get this part out of the way. So the 14 games this year, he's only done this 5 times, so 9 times he's actually gotten over 225.5. But we're going against the Texans, who have the number 2 pass rush in the league, number 2 in sacks, and 6th in passing yards. So teams, I think the average passing yards against them is about 196 on the season. So this isn't a like JD mentioned with Stingley. There's no slouch of a pass defense at all. Mahomes is also hurt too, and I do think kind of what Teja was saying about Pacheco. I think we're going to have a Pacheco, Kareem Hunt kind of game. I think those guys are going to get the ball a lot and tote the ball a lot this week. So I think Mahomes goes under 225.5. And looking just at the Texans overall, of the 14 opponents they've placed, opposing quarterbacks they've played this year, 9 of the 14 have gotten under 225.5 passing yards this week. I think it's going to be a very heavy run game. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game, which I'll get to one of my bets in a second. But, yeah, I have Mahomes under 225.5 passing yards. Also, C.J. Stroud, under 233.5 passing yards. So, Stroud, of the 14 games he's played this year, he's only gotten under this number 6 times. But like the Chiefs and like the Texans, of the 14 quarterbacks we've faced, 9 of the opposing quarterbacks have gotten under 233.5 passing yards. So this is 2 teams that have really good pass defenses. Yeah, we may not have the sacks, but quarterbacks aren't throwing for that, a very big amount against us. And also on top of that, looking at the diving into the bigger numbers this week. So the DVOA, which is defensive adjusted value over average. That's the DVOA for CJ Stroud. He ranks 31st out of 32 qualifying quarterbacks against the blitz this year. So CJ Stroud, not good against the blitz. And what does Spags do? What does Spags like to dial up? He likes to dial up the blitz. So you add that factor in. You add the factor of potentially seeing Steven Nelson play. The potential factor of our guy Charles Omenihu getting more snaps against one of his old teams that he's going against this week. So we have Steven Nelson revenge game. We have the Charles Omenihu revenge game. We have Spags like the blitz the heck out of teams. And I think, and also too, like JD mentioned in his beautiful keys to victory, these guys are going to be, getting their hand warmers out big time. They're going to be worried about the cold weather. This ain't the dome in Houston, guys. This is winter. This is winter weather. Tis the season to be jolly in Kansas City. So I think Stroud will be under the 233.5 passing yards this week. And going along with the weather, I think the 45.5 points. I think the line's 42 points. I bought a little bit more points, and they had under 45.5 points for this game this week. Looking at Houston's 14 games and our 14 games this year, of the Houston's 14 games, 9 of the games have gone under 45.5, and 7 of our 14 games have gone under 45.5. Together, that's 16 of 28 possible games. So that's more than 50% of games going under 45.5 points. So I do like this. I think it's good. And JD, you had 17 of 28. You had 45. So that's
45. Yeah.
Right under that, baby. So we're in this together, man. So yeah, that's where I have this game. I think it's gonna be a very ugly defensive-minded game. And then 4. This is my favorite bet of the week. So you'll see, and when we do our 2 entry for the underdog picks, this is Kadimi Fairbairn, the kicker for the Texans. Of the 14 games, so first off, 10 straight games of 2+ field goals. So this is over 1.5 field goals. So 2+ field goals for Fairbairn. 10 straight games of 2+ field goals. Of the 14 games this year, 12 of the 14 games, 2+ field goals. So this is almost a lock. This guy is getting 2 field goals every week. And we have a good defense. We've kind of seen it over the last few weeks. It's been a bend, don't break kind of thing where teams are getting down there, but not necessarily finishing. And also, too, with that, for the Fairbairn side, so 12 of 14 games with 2+ field goals. The only thing that kind of goes against them is our defenses. 5 of 14 kickers this year have had 2+ field goals. So odds aren't in that favor, but if you look at what Fairbairn's been doing, I love that. And I think they're going to kick more. They're going to set up for field goals this week, big time. And then my last one, Harrison Butker, over 1.5 field goals. I know JD said he wants a 75% efficiency in the red zone this week. I think, one, we're going to see Harrison Butker go back there and knock some through this week because everyone was scared about if he lost his step with the whole meniscus injury of him landing on his knee. I think Butker's going to go in there, knock down some field goals to kind of ease the worries of a lot of the Chiefs Kingdom fan base this week. But of the 10 games that Butker kicked in, he had 6 games of 2+ field goals. And then with the Texans, opposing kickers, 9 of the 14 opposing kickers have had 2+ field goals. So they're a team that kind of stops a lot of teams in the red zone. And that's kind of been our Achilles heel this year, red zone. So I do think Butker gets 2+ field goals this week. And that's 25 to win 275. JD, what do you think about it?
I tell you what, man, these not bad bets at all. I was looking at your conservative approach and things. I'm like, look at Marcus. Look at Marcus. Let me settle this down a little bit. So I like Mahomes under 225.5 passing yards. I'm kind of like you. The way that you're going to get there is dink and dunk a couple times, Travis Kelce, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, D Hop, Juju, those guys, let them play underneath, catch the football, get in and out their break. If you go up top for a couple of them, sure. But I do believe this is going to be more so like it's a good defense. It's a good defense. They don't give up things that easy. And so we see what they did with Miami. And two of those guys, man, they made them look like chopped liver. They really did. But I don't mind this bet at all. How many times you say Patrick Mahomes did this? 225? What was the number?
So he's gone below this number 5 of 14 games this year. So not 9 times he's hit above the 225.5. But
it's going to be a little cold tomorrow. It's going to be a little cold, actually extremely cold. So we'll see. Trying to hold on to the grip, step in and throw the football may not be the best outing. I'm looking for us to get the ground game going and stay on the ground game. That's what I'm looking for. Stroud under 33.5 passing yards. Same thing. I think our guys will challenge him up. We're going to bring some heat to him because that's what we need to do. And so we're going to warm up Arrowhead by bringing it on his back. That's what's going to happen. So I do like that. That's a good bet. Total points under 45.5. Mine is 45, right at that line. So that's a very good bet to me. 28-17. That's where I'm looking at us to be. So we'll see that victory come through. Fairbairn over 1.5 field goals. I have him on one of my fantasies, so I know how good he kicks field goals all the time, and I like having that joker. So that's an easy bet for me. Easy bet. So I do like that bet over. Buckner over 1.5 field goals. Okay. Now, if we don't make that 75% red zone efficiency, right? Bring in Buckner to kick the ball on through. I think he's healed up. I think he's ready to go. He's had enough time off. He'll make it work. He's going to be fine. Once you get that meniscus, all those taken care of, it's all about just dealing with the pain in itself and healing. So he's going to be fine. So I do like that bet. 1.5 field goals. $25 win $275. Marcus is here trying to redeem himself. And so here we go. We're going to see what you're going to do, brother.
Try to make that Christmas money back.
Yeah. Hey, let's go. Let's see it. So here we go. This is the face-off right here. Teja, how we got Stroud, 3+ carries. I like that. Pacheco 45+ rushing yards. Worthy 4+ catches. Mahomes 20+ completions. Mixon 3+ catches. The back, what he's going to do. We have to see. I think on the one, Mixon was the one on 3+ catches. That sucker's going to lay down. Something just tells me Mixon, you're going to see a whole lot of him. He's going to start off, and then all of a sudden he'll limp off to the sideline like he always does when he plays the Chiefs. He'll still try to come back in and give you a little something. So it'll be a little difficult, but he knows what this butt whipping feels like. He's had plenty of. He's been on the tail end of these things a few times. So we go to Marcus's. Mahomes under 225 passing yards. Stroud under 233.5 passing yards. Total points under 45.5. Fairbairn over 1.5 field goals. Love that. Buckner over 1.5 field goals. Bet to win 25 to 275. And so if I'm looking at Christmas money, I'm putting my money down. Christmas money to get some candy canes and a couple little toys here and there for Christmas. This is good stocking stuffer. I think this week, I think you're going to redeem yourself on this one, Marcus. So I like this strong one on this one. I'm going to go with Marcus on this one, this Teja. I'm going with Marcus's bet this week. Marcus went $25, $275. That's what I'm going with. So,
wow, I'm surprised. I thought you were going to go against the Mahomes under 225.5. I thought when I did that, I was like, Jay's not going to like that.
No, you know what? What's going to limit him is his mobility. We just got to see what his mobility is going to be like, because we know he extends plays with his legs. And if there's any bit that he's like, hey, don't do it, then he'll throw it away. And I guarantee Andy's like, look, throw it away then. You don't have it, throw it away. Okay? We'll line up and we'll play again. That's what all we'll do. So hopefully he gets the ball out of his hand quick. but I do see that 225 passing yards. We'll just have to go for it. It's going to be, put the ball in somebody's hands, and if we're giving the little tosses to Xavier Worthy, not calling them passes, they carry.
Yeah, there you go. That'll hurt it.
Yeah. So
I was waiting for them to do a track correction on that. They never did it. But
no. So
and also there's a chance too, and this I didn't even think about this, just hearing what you said about his mobility aspect. If he is showing signs where his ankle is acting up, they could go to Wentz in the middle of the game, and then there you go. Mahomes leaves the game in the third quarter because of the ankle, and we have the game already kind of in position to win. Then there you go. There's the under there too.
That's good. That's a good thought. That's a good thought. That's a great thought. Because anytime you see him get hit in the harm's way, hey, pull him up, come get him. Now, come have a seat. Give me Rick, take his helmet, have a seat. Now you just sit over here and hold the clipboard while we'll see Wentz go in and do his thing. So,
yep. All right. So, and also too, I made mention of our new partnership with Underdog Fantasy, and this week. So obviously, in hearing JD look at both bets and kind of highlight the Worthy 4 catches and then the Fairbairn one is almost perfect. That's where we went this week. So with our new partner with Underdog, they'll be matching anyone's first deposit up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So guys, all you gotta do is bet, or all you gotta do is deposit $1, and they'll match up to $1,000. Promo code Chief Concerns, and click the link in the description. And you guys can go right to that. But this is the Cruise picks this week. And we went with a 2 pick and with Worthy over 3.5 catches, higher than that. And Kadimi Fairbairn over or higher than 1.5 field goals made this week. So those are the hot picks from both Teja and I. And JD, have you heard JD listening to both bets or both picks? He liked both of them. So there you go.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that.
Yeah, I like your Fairbairn one a lot. I'm going to add that in somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's won me some weeks in fantasy. JD's saying that. Yeah, JD, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, man, that joker. I'm like, oh my goodness. I think I had to, obviously when they was on their buy, I was like, hey, God, oh man, I had to get rid of him. I had to get somebody else in there. Yeah. I know you don't carry more than 2 kickers. Do you just carry 1 kicker? You just switch? Yeah. I was gonna say, I seen some people carry 2. I'm like, why would you waste a spot on a kicker?
Yeah. I know some people do that around the playoffs. They want to stock up on their defenses and kickers, and so they get a couple. They get 2 kickers. But if you're getting that second kicker after bye week, then obviously you don't like that kicker that much anyway. He's not consistent.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I only kicker and defense. I only take more defenses at the end when I want to clear out my scheduling for my playoffs and have a great matchup every week.
Who's been your defense, Tage, for this year?
I'm in a lot of leagues, JD.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in too many. I mean, I had Denver for a while. I had Philly for a little bit. I try to pick teams with good stretches.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a team with a pretty good matchup 3 to 4 weeks. And that way I don't have to pick up a new one every week. But at the end of the year, I just pick up 2 or 3 just to have during the playoffs. I look for opponents. I look for teams facing Carolina, right. Tennessee.
Yeah.
They've been gold mine, those matchups.
Yeah, same.
I think I have Philly starting for me this week.
Okay. My main has been Chiefs, Chargers. Who else did I pick up that I liked? I was like, oh, okay. They've done a good job. There was a third one.
What's crazy about Tennessee is you play against Tennessee, they can score 30 points, but you'll still they turn the ball over so much, you'll still score 20 fantasy points.
Yeah. Shoot, matter of fact, hold on. I got looking at Joker right now. Put some things out. Seahawks. There was another one. My Seahawks.
Yeah. They were pretty solid. But yeah, guys. So all of our listeners and viewers out there, go to the link in the description. Underdog Fantasy. You guys can click the link and also use the promo code Chief Concerns to get in on this and deposit $1, and you'll get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and make your picks in our 2 picks of the week. Or Xavier Worthy higher than 3.5 receptions, and Kadimi Fairbairn higher than 1.5 field goals made. And if you guys listen to our rationale behind our parlays, you guys will love the rationale behind these picks for your 2 pick Underdog fantasy bet or selection.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, it was good to see people come in here at the 5 o'clock to 5:30 this time. It was good to see y'all. Good to see y'all.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Hug and kiss your mother for me. Tell her happy birthday. All right.
Thanks,
We'll
man.
do, brother. We'll do.
All right.
We'll do, man.
I appreciate that.
We appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
All right, guys. Well, so obviously
great
with
thing.
the
So I hope everybody, man, enjoyed it.
yeah, no, I was going to say with it being a weird schedule this weekend. So Saturday tomorrow at 1:00 game. Don't forget the Chiefs will play on NBC 1:00 Eastern Standard Time, and after that game, Teja, myself, and JD will be on Bleacher Report, and we'll be on probably around 4-ish to preview or to talk about what we saw in the game against the Houston Texans. And then, of course, we go back to Monday morning tight end show. And then Wednesday, our week Wednesday show is going to be a post-game show. We don't have really a preview. So we'll try to make our Monday morning tight end show more of a preview and grade show. Like kind of a little mix of both since Wednesday is going to be our game this week. So very weird schedule, but this is the end of the weirdness of the Chiefs schedule of the season, hopefully.
Yeah. Can't wait to talk about this game tomorrow after. There's some good things to look at. So you said they're going to have big boy back next week. Humphreys possibly.
Yep.
Can't wait to see what Hollywood Browns, his performance is going to be. We'll see Pat looks like. I think our defense also too. Nelson plays. Some good questions tomorrow is going to be answered. Some good questions. So hope everybody enjoys it. Did I miss it? I must have missed this then. Did Deontay, did he get waived? They waived him?
Yeah, that's what I talked about until you guys got on earlier. Yeah, they waived him. So he's if he passes through waivers, Brett Veach better be going to town calling his agent.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Man, there's so much to stories, man. So much to I don't get it.
Never heard any character concerns from him in Pittsburgh or Carolina. But then when he goes to Baltimore, a winning franchise, there's all of a sudden weird things going on. I don't know.
Man, look, prima donnas, it might be it. Joker, if he ain't getting the looks like he should. He knows he's a top receiver in the league. He's looking at y'all. This is who y'all throwing to? Like, I'm not even getting no looks? Oh, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So, some bitterness. But maybe that's not it. I don't know. Maybe it's just one the right fit.
And we'll find out.
Playing well, though. Bateman's been playing well. So, yeah, it is.
Yes.
It's tough to get targets in a brand new offense like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think if he came to Kansas City when he did come to Baltimore, I feel like it would be the same kind of thing. I feel like he wouldn't be getting as much burn I feel it'd be very similar to Baltimore. I mean, we've talked about before. Josh Gordon wasn't getting that much playing time when he first came over.
Yeah, but it's we're talking about a young guy.
That's true.
Josh was, as much as we loved him. We thought we had a whole lot still in the tank, man. They just didn't exploit it. For what Josh was able to do out there on the football field, he just didn't fit what we do offensively. That's the problem.
Yeah, and the same things happened with Justin Ross on our practice squad.
Yeah. Well, I said all you had to do, if y'all see my video that I showed Brett Veach catching the ball from Matt Nagy.
Yep.
Outside shoulder throw. Hey, baby, how come we not doing more of that? Nah. Bring the old tape up and show everybody. This is what we need to be doing out there. Veach, come on in there in the meeting room too. Shoot, y'all show how it's done. So I want to see Veach out there running a couple routes and have Matt Nagy throw it to him so the guys see what's going on.
Yeah. Okay? Yeah. I mean, all right, guys. Well, we hope everybody enjoyed the episode. We will see you guys tomorrow around 4:00 for our post-game show on Bleacher Report. If you don't make the Bleacher Report, it'll be on YouTube shortly thereafter. But we hope everybody enjoys their Friday night. We love you guys. Love you, JD.
All right, man.
Love you all.
Marcus Tage, love y'all, man. I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Enjoy the movie with your mother. Okay.
All righty.
All right.
We'll do.
All right.
Love you all. Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.